Picture this. The sound of Eye of the Tiger kicks in and you see Rocky Balboa pounding the pavement, sweat dripping, lungs burning, determination in his eyes. He charges up the steps of the Philadelphia Museum of Art, each stride heavier than the last, but he doesn't stop. He pushes forward until finally he reaches the top. He throws his fists in the air, not because he won a championship, but because in that moment he conquered himself, his doubts, his pain, his limits. That single scene became one of the most iconic moments in cinematic history. But here's the thing, Rocky is fictional. Michael Jordan wasn't. Kobe Bryant wasn't. Serena Williams wasn't. Tom Brady wasn't. These are real champions who lived out the same struggle, the same setbacks, the same relentless pursuit of greatness. And yet, we are drawn to Rocky's story because it reflects the truth about every great athlete. They all start as underdogs. They all face rejection. They all battle against critics, injuries, and impossible odds. What makes their stories unforgettable is not the victories alone, but the way they refuse to quit when quitting seemed easier. We love the underdog who rises against all odds. But here's the deeper question. What truly separates the good from the great? Is it talent? Number, because talent is common, and plenty of people waste it. Is it luck? Not really, because luck runs out and eventually you're left with nothing but who you really are. The truth is simple. The great ones are separated by mindset, a relentless, obsessive, unshakable mindset. The underdog mentality. Let's begin with one of the most powerful stories of perseverance. Rudy Ruettiger. His dream was to play football at Notre Dame, but Rudy was too small, too slow, and constantly told he wasn't good enough. He didn't have the genetics, the frame, or the skills of a star athlete, but he had something else, the heart of a warrior. Rudy faced rejection after rejection. He was cut down, ridiculed, and told to give up, but he showed up anyway. Day after day, he practiced harder than anyone, worked longer than anyone, and pushed through every obstacle in his path. He wasn't chasing stardom. He was chasing a chance, and when that chance finally came, the last play of his college career, Rudy stepped onto the field. He made one tackle, just one, and the crowd erupted, chanting his name. He didn't go down in history as the best. He went down as the one who refused to quit. Now shift from football to gymnastics. Simone Biles, today regarded as the greatest gymnast of all time, had every reason to quit long before the world knew her name. She grew up in foster care, her childhood unstable, her circumstances stacked against her. Coaches told her she was too short, too unlikely, too disadvantaged. But instead of letting those doubts define her, Simone used them as fuel. She trained harder. She pushed boundaries. She redefined what the human body could do, executing routines so difficult that judges had to rewrite the scoring system just to measure her greatness. The lesson is clear. Champions succeed not because it's easy, but because they push through when everyone else quits. Think of Jeremy Lin, a player undrafted and overlooked, who exploded onto the NBA scene with Linsanity. Think of Allen Iverson, too small for the league but fearless against giants. Think of Giannis Antetokounmpo, once selling goods on the streets of Greece, now an NBA MVP and champion. What they all had in common wasn't size, skill, or luck. It was belief. The unshakable belief that they belonged, even when no one else believed in them. That's the underdog mentality. It's not about proving others wrong, it's about proving yourself right. Will get you noticed, but discipline will keep you on top. Take Michael Phelps. While most people were sleeping, Phelps was already in the pool. 6 hours a day, 7 days a week, no excuses. His training was brutal. Swimming over 50 miles a week, eating 12,000 calories a day just to fuel his body, and visualizing every single stroke of his races before they even happened. That's why when he stood on the Olympic platform, staring down the best swimmers in the world, he wasn't nervous. He had already lived that race 1,000 times in his mind. Or look at Coach Carter. In the movie, Samuel L. Jackson plays a coach who locks his undefeated basketball team out of the gym until they raise their grades. His message was simple. Discipline is non-negotiable. It's not about doing what's convenient, it's about doing what's necessary, even when you don't want to. And then there's Tom Brady. Most quarterbacks slow down after 30. Brady kept getting better into his 40s. His secret wasn't raw talent or physical gifts. It was discipline, the TB12 method, a strict routine of nutrition, pliability, sleep, and relentless preparation. He wasn't the fastest, he didn't throw the hardest, but he outlasted everyone. That's why he holds 7 Super Bowl rings, the most by any quarterback in history. Here's the truth champions know. Discipline is boring. It's repetitive. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when your body aches. It's saying no to junk food, to late nights, to distractions that everyone else indulges in. Discipline isn't glamorous, but it builds habits. And habits build legacies. Winners don't rely on motivation because motivation fades. They rely on routine because routine sustains. Overcoming adversity. Now let's talk about what nobody sees. Take Serena Williams. She is the most dominant tennis player of all time, but her career was far from smooth. She battled through criticism, injuries, and life-threatening health scares. In 2011, she developed blood clots in her lungs. Doctors weren't sure if she'd ever play again. But Serena didn't just come back. She came back to win. She came back to dominate. And she did it again after becoming a mother, proving that greatness isn't just about talent. It's about resilience. Think of the movie $1 Million Baby. Hilary Swank's character takes beating after beating, bone after bone, but refuses to stop. That's the essence of a champion. They don't run from pain. They embrace it because pain is proof of growth. Now look at Tiger Woods. At his peak, he was untouchable. Then came the injuries, the surgeries, the scandals. The world wrote him off. His career declared dead. But in 2019, against all odds, Tiger returned and won the Masters. Tears streamed down his face because it wasn't just about golf, it was about redemption. Now picture this final montage. Kobe Bryant in the gym at 4 a.m., hours before anyone else even arrived. LeBron James investing over $1 million a year into his body just to extend his prime. Tiger Woods, broken and doubted, lifting the green jacket once more. Michael Phelps, staring at the water, visualizing perfection. Serena Williams holding her daughter in one arm and a Grand Slam trophy in the other. These athletes didn't just play their sport, they redefined it. They proved that the difference between good and great is never talent alone. It's mindset. And here's the call to you. Every champion you admire once stood exactly where you are right now. Uncertain, unproven, full of doubt. The only difference is that they decided to keep going. They chose to push when others quit. They chose to believe when no one else did. So ask yourself, will you quit when it gets hard? Or will you push through? Will you settle for average, or will you chase greatness? Because the truth is simple, powerful, undeniable. Champions aren't born, they're built.